Pisces, welcome to your week ahead reading for the week of September 23rd or September 22nd through the 30th, kind of that time span from Born Without Boundaries. I am Michelle and this is my channel, Born Without Boundaries. Welcome. If this is your first time finding me, please do click subscribe down below and ring that bell so you know when I go live. All right, Pisces, these are your weekly predictions for the first full week in Libra. Libra is a sign of partnership. It is a sign of love. It is a sign of coming together and understanding and justice. Karma being dished out and served. It's a wonderful season for finding new love, finding romance. So let's see what the energies for Pisces are in this first week. Pisces, 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 Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's see what these energies are. There's been a pull deep inside of you. A pull, like between two extremes. And the thing is, your consciousness knows better. Your consciousness knows which way that it wants to go, which way that it's going to be healthy. It doesn't mean it's easy for you right now. This is a quiet time for you. A time of reflection. A time where, okay, spirit energy. Yeah. So this is a reflective time for you. There's circumstances in your life that you've really had to look over and look back on. Maybe you have reconnected with people from your past, or reconnected with people or places that make you feel secure or at home or like tethered, like sustenance or substance, or place where you feel safe. Because there's this internal conflict that's going on inside of you right now. Stuck, like pulled in two directions. It's like you're always pulled in two directions, but you're consciously aware this week that one of those directions is a difficult direction. It's a bad direction. I don't like to say bad or good, but it's a direction that has led you to wrong things in the past, like things that harm you in the past. And it's something that you want to stay away from. It's conflicting. You could be, making a decision, do I do something? Do I do this? Do I do something that I know is wrong, even though it will push me ahead a little bit? Or like struggling with ambition? Or do I, and you know that you shouldn't. And I think that you've already made the decision to not do it. But there's this conflict inside of yourself, these insecurities creeping up, that if I don't do it, will I suffer more? It's like you're so done with pain and suffering, especially from a specific circumstance, that you want the ease, you want the relief from it. But you know that getting the relief from it will set you back. And I just feel like there's this internal struggle this week of having to constantly fight against the impulse to revert back to something that you know is unhealthy for you. There is this call this week back to, like I said in the beginning of the reading, where you feel safe. The 411, I just saw it, and my timestamp on my on this video. The issue is, what are you going back to? Is it something that is really good for you? Is it something that is, or is it something that's just going to make you feel good for a while? Now, it's almost like there's a duality this week that's happening, because it's twofold. You are returning back to like sort of a place or people that make you feel at home. That's good. But also there's this duality of where where do you feel at home? And is home really a healthy place? Because for all of us, it isn't. And I don't necessarily mean legitimately your legitimate home, though for some of you that could be what it means. But I also mean home as in where you feel comfortable, home as in where you've accepted you get value from. Is that a good place? Because a lot of times deep down inside, especially if things have happened to us or we've gone through things early on in our lives, what we know to be home is actually a very harmful place that is helping to make us sick. And so this week, it's going to be this push and pull, Pisces, between do I revert back there? It's very emotional week for you because this is Libra season and karma brings us around. With you, the karma's being pulled up in a very emotional way of do I revert back to this place where I feel comfortable, but it may not be healthy for me? You're feeling that pull. That's what I'm saying. The challenge is going to be there all week with you reminding yourself what you've learned. And it's good. The good thing is you do have the experiences over the last couple of months or the past year or so that changes was good, that change felt good, it felt healthy, it felt right, it was the direction that you want to move. It was who you want to be. The difference between who you were and what you were trained or conditioned to believe was right, and then what you're seeing was right and good. And it was so, and it's like, it's not that you don't want that to go away. It's just overwhelmingly, there's this emotional eruption this week. And I feel like in some ways it's already happening, or it's just leaking out little by little by little, where there's this mini relapse. That's what I'm saying. Turn knowledge into wisdom. So this is a sheep. This is a wolf in sheep's clothing. When this card comes out in reverse, there's that juxtaposition of what's good and what's right and what's wrong, and that impulse to be predatory, almost feed on things, indulge in decadence that is harmful to you. Somebody that you thought that you could trust coming back from your past, and you really can't trust them, but you lending yourself over to them, giving yourself over to them because they feel like home to you, they feel appealing to you. The hurt, the attraction of hurting and suffering will be very, very prevalent this week. And I know that sounds like who would be attracted to that? Somebody who has had to struggle through those things, and the way that they could get through them was to incorporate them or like absorb them into their lives. So this bad wolf, if you will, I know that's a production company, this bad wolf, whether it be a mentality or an actual person, is creeping back up again. This is more like a lone wolf. This is a wolf that doesn't have a pack. In other words, it's a card that's indicating a sense of isolation in you, and that's what I mean by unhealthy. Anything that would make you feel isolated or removed from, blocked from, or numb from. So this is that tendency to watch, because as karma comes up, as feelings come up, there is a tendency toward wanting to revert back to what gives you instantaneous gratification, to relieve yourself from those experiences that are uncomfortable for you. Let spirit be your guide. This is a disconnect card. This is upside down. Birds don't fly upside down. They would collapse and fall. And this is almost the wrong perspective, the bad perspective. Your focus just being on the underbelly this week. Because things come up from the past doesn't mean you have to get completely lost in them. It could just be there for review. The challenge this week with you is the lack of objectivity, this struggle with being able to be objective and not let yourself completely get washed over and overcome by these sensations of the past. Yeah, so it's going to be like there's going to be a bit of stagnation this week for you, Pisces. Churning, lack of movement, lack of being able to see things from above, kind of drowning in your own water and being sucked down to the bottom. And now is a lucky time is also in reverse. So once again, this is a week where there's a lack of movement. So this is my message to you straight up, Pisces. This isn't inherently a bad thing to experience or go through. The concern is that because you are such an emotional sign, the emotional reaction in you is going to drive you to a negative place. So this week, the solution is the constant rememory, the constant reminder of all of the good things that are in your life and the good things that have come out of leaving those experiences or those inclinations, impulsivities, leaving them behind. What have you left behind? And why did you leave them behind? You know, this week there may be this appeal to make yourself feel better really quickly, but where does that really get you? Does it get you anywhere? The reminder of you were also, when you were in those moments, you were also stuck. When you were in those moments, you were also disconnected from people who really cared about you. And this is why there's this duality of, for Pisceans who really, really are committed to their health and to continue to progress. And if you don't make a lot of progress this week, Pisces, don't take it personally. This is that churning, this is that condition that is this week. It's not you. So don't blame it on yourself and don't look for the quickest escape because you don't have to escape. This will pass. It is not something that you have to worry about or panic. In other words, don't panic. Panic is what's going to make you drown. What you need to do this week is lie on your back and float. There's a lot of faith and trust that's going to go into you surviving this week and this week becoming a very beautiful thing for you. So it's a reflection. It becomes a reflection upon how far you've come and why you abandoned the things that you abandoned in the first place, right? This could be for those of you that were expecting or that were looking to conceive a child. This could be stagnation on that front, which is why you feel almost like giving up because it's because it's not just mentally, it's emotionally that it's really discouraging you. Like, is this ever going to happen for me? I'm trying so hard. I want this so badly. Yes, it is going to happen for you. Please don't expect it this week. And I know I keep saying, like, it is not, this week is not a statement of your entire life. It is not a decision on your entire life. It is this week. It is just the emotions. Karmically, this entry into Libra season for you is stirring up a lot of emotions. And so it's going to be an emotional week. It is not your whole life, and it is not all that you've worked on becoming a failure and going away. All that you've worked on is who you are now. It is just emotions that are coming up from the past, things that are reminding you of things, remembering things. These struggles may rear their head this week. It is not everything that you are. And the wonderful thing about what you've been through recently with firming yourself up and becoming stronger and instilling this beautiful sense of certainty about your own self-worth and pride in who you are and emotional stability, the beautiful thing about that fact that you experienced that is that will be your life preserver in this time. It will be your buoyancy. It will be what helps keep you from drowning in your own water of emotions. Yeah, this too shall pass. And honestly, maybe you just need a reprieve right now. Maybe you just need a vacation. Maybe you need a vacation from but see, when I say vacation, I don't mean escape. And that's the conflict here. That's the duality this week, is confusing escape with vacation. Vacation is relaxation and reflection. It's almost like the Four of Swords in tarot. You're not escaping at all. You're reflecting on all that's happened. You're reflecting on how far you've come, on all the sacrifices that have been made, maybe on all the friends that have been lost in the process. Not lost, like, people that didn't make it through, people that didn't make it out, people that didn't make it to where you are. And so there's a sense of gratitude in this moment of vacationing, where it's a celebration of all that you've earned. Escape is an abandonment of all that you are in order to not feel and numb yourself and not experience. Vacation is a full experience. Escape is lack of experience. It's numbing yourself down. And that's the line that I need to really draw really clearly for you guys this week, is vacation versus escape. Choose the right one. Choose vacation. Choose reflection and gratitude and understanding and acceptance and reprieve. Stay away from and don't confuse. And really, if you think about it, it's easy to tell the two apart, right? Because escape doesn't honor anybody. It doesn't honor you. It doesn't honor the people that love you. It doesn't honor those people around you. It doesn't honor your experiences. It doesn't honor your hard work. It doesn't honor anything. It escapes every single one of them. So it's just a feel good for a second. Whereas vacation and reflection is almost a meditative process of absorbing all of those good things into your life. So this, for you, Pisces, this week could be a very beautiful week. You could flip it around and make it a very beautiful week and just become that, like a sponge sitting on top of this new circumstance, and that absorb not all the badness, but absorb all those good things that have happened to you in the past few weeks, past couple of months. Absorb love, absorb absorb support. And that's why I'm talking about you returning home in a good way, is that you could right now be surrounded by people who really care about you, and making sure that you surround yourself with people who really care about you, or making sure that you've put yourself into circumstances where you are cared about and cared for and appreciated. Like really being involved and engaged in the activity that you love so much. Those kind of things that give you true happiness, that almost like purge your soul, cleanse your soul, and make it lighter. That's what you want to focus on this week. And that's what will help you stay on the upside of this stagnation. I'm going to dig deeper into tarot. Please follow me over on to the other side in Vimeo. The link is below. And I will see you soon.